Hi, Eric Beard. Just wanted to go ahead and put a video together for my CalFit for 325 class for the final project that's coming up right now. And got to celebrate the Bees win today against the Philadelphia Flyers. Nice little game. Missed most of it for my daughter's first communion, but got to see some replays, and I came in kind of right at the end to see Savvy score that goal for the Bees. So with the midterm in mind, looking for specific details for the acute variables, no ranges 1 to 4, pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. Follow the protocols that you really already set up for the midterm, identifying muscular imbalances through the intake form, creating a corrective strategy using your self-myofascial release and or static stretching in the warm-up if you think that's appropriate. Remember, this is a phase 1 program in the optimum performance training model for NASM, so you want to follow the types of flexibility, core training exercises, balance exercises, reactive training exercises, speed, agility, quickness exercises, and resistance training exercises that are in cool down that's followed within the model. So we don't want to, for example, take a medicine ball chest pass and put it into the strength training program here. There's a power level exercise. We also want to take exercises from a resistance training aspect that increase proprioceptive demand, that force someone to work with their intrinsic core stabilizers, to integrate the core with the arms and the leg, but are at an appropriate level for the person that we're going over here with the health history, this kind of mock 28-year-old client that we've got. I know that you can't see the person in real life, and I know it's subjective just to a piece of paper, but I would like you to I'd like you to come up with the program, follow NASM's protocol, be specific to the acute variables, draw from, for core. You shouldn't see medicine ball, speed crunches or overhead throws. For core training, we're looking for exercise with little to no motion in the spine. So building off of the type of work that you've done on the midterm and then extrapolating that throughout. If you are going to leave something out, say reactive training or speed, agility, and quickness, or a biceps exercise, for example, just put in the note omitted for whatever reason. So if you want to leave out a bicep exercise because you think you might be running out of time with your client, just put omitted due to time. That's fine. If you want to leave out something like speed, agility, and quickness, you could just say client is not ready for this exercise. So if you leave something out, that's okay. I would like a total body program, and you don't have to have every exercise, every slot on the template filled out. The examples that I've given you, reactive training, speed, agility, and quickness training, in the fitness perspective, those are sometimes aspects of a program that we don't plug in right away because a client might not be ready for jumping and landing or low-level plyometrics. They might not be ready for speed, agility, and quickness training right out of the gates. So if you've gone through the self-history and you think that, just put it in. That's okay. You can fill out the whole deal. That's fine. But don't forget the cool down. What are the components of an integrated cool down? Well, there's usually some sort of low to moderate cardiorespiratory activity, and then there's some flexibility. What types of flexibility? I'm giving it to you exactly what I want right now. What types of flexibility are going to be involved in the cool down? The tools that you're going to use are included within the corrective flexibility protocols. So you can look in your text. If you don't know off the top of your head, there are 2 techniques used during corrective flexibility. There's one and then the other. And with that, select the muscles that you're going to apply them to and select the acute variables for that. So for the cool down, make sure that we don't ignore that. For resistance training, I would like you to make sure that you get all the variables, the sets, the repetitions, the percentage of the 1 rep max. You know what? Don't worry about the percentage of the 1 rep max. If you put it in there, that's fine. That's going to be linked up automatically to the repetitions that you're doing. So don't worry about the percentage of 1 rep max, but I would like to see a tempo in there. If you just follow along and go with the book and say slow, get specific. Do you want to see a 3-2-1? It's going to be recommended. Do we want to focus on that slow eccentric movement, that number 3? Most people get hurt during the eccentric phase of some sort of activity because they can't decelerate themselves. So we want to make sure that we're incorporating that into someone's program. So a 3-2-1 or a 4-2-1 tempo. Make sure the rest period fits what you're doing. Are you doing a circuit training program where you go chest to back to shoulders to buys to tries to legs to total body without a rest? Are you performing a vertical loaded program where you do chest rest, back rest, shoulders rest, bicep rest, tricep rest, etc.? Or are you doing a more traditional horizontal loading program where you do chest rest, chest rest, chest rest? So through your rest periods, sorry, my lab is bothering me. Cheshmer, come on over here. If you are doing a circuit training program and you have 0 for the rest, just make sure in the rationale section that you do say that this is a circuit training program. So I know that you put some thought into why that says that. And in the rationale section, this isn't something that you had to do at the midterm. You're going to have to put a little thought to this. Don't just give me what it says in the text. Don't just say to enhance core stability or to improve neuromuscular control. I like